The best way for me to kind of describe like external users compared to like more of a real life scenario is imagine a audience at a sporting event. So just to provide extra context of like external users, just imagine kind of like a bank or like an investor. And these people use more of like financial records, annual reports, and news press in order to make their decisions based upon whether to invest or loan to a company. So now we're gonna relate it more back into the sports fan, and it's mainly because at some point you can see something like this in the middle of a sports game. It is kind of the example of like an external user looking at like a statement. This is basically the sports fan looking at some freak of nature athleticism happening on the middle of a game. However, the difference is like they're lacking like the commentary group, which in this case would be like an internal user in this scenario. However, it's like we're specifically looking at the crowd, which they're the external users, because they're lacking this. They're lacking kind of like the more specialized, the people who know more about the game in theory, compared to like the average person who's watching a game. So their reactions are going to be more of like, and from an outsider's perspective. Because at the end of the day, like fans are like very important, and it's because it's like you can have reactions like this, just like my example, where it's like it's gonna boost up the ticket sales. It doesn't matter how well the performance is. It's like if the fans outside of the commentary group are enjoying the game, then sales are actively gonna be good, and from a business standpoint, it's gonna mean it's really good. Or you can just see something like this happening in the middle of the stands, and it kind of makes everyone kind of question like, oh, like why do we even go to watch this team at all, and would just rather spend their money on something else. Even though sports fans and external users of accounting both cannot inherently control like what they are seeing in front of them, what they can control is whether or not they want to put the time and money into the investment of what they are looking at, and that's what makes them very similar.